Hey everybody. It has been so long since I've done a video. I mean, it's been like several months. Um, but I just want to apologize for that. Kind of slacked off a little bit, but I'm gonna try my best to stay more committed to doing videos. I mean, every time I take a break, somebody writes me and be like, I hope you do another video soon. So yeah, here I am. So I'm making another video because somebody wrote me today and was like, I hope you have more videos to come. So I'm sorry, y'all. But anyway, I'm not going to be talking about sex today and abstaining from sex. I'm actually going to be talking about trust issues because that is something that the Lord has been dealing with me on, and I like to talk about like my own personal experiences, and if I can, like at least do like a video on the topic if I'm like walking in that season like right now, and I'm definitely walking in that season right now. So why not make a video about it? And I feel like a lot of females deal with trust issues. I'm sure males do too, but I'm not a male, so I can't speak from a male's perspective. I can only speak from a female's perspective. Um, so I will just be sharing my perspective. I would love to hear a male's perspective, though, a male that has actually walked through having trust issues and they don't have them anymore, or a male that's currently walking through trust issues and what that looks like. Like, I would love to hear from you. But anyway, let me start this off by saying, and I'm looking down because I have notes. Yeah, I spent some time with God like sometime last month, and I was just making notes because that's what I do. I mean, I love to hear from Him, and when He speaks to me, I like to write stuff down. But anyway, first thing I want to say is that only God can heal you from your trust issues. And that is something that I had to realize for myself. There is not a man walking on this earth that can heal you from your trust issues. That is something that you are going to have to go to God about. Only God can bring that out of you. He is the only person that can dig deep down to heal you from such damage that caused those trust issues. Nobody can do that. And we walk around here trying to fill this void with men or sex or whatever it may be, thinking that it's going to help us and heal us, but it's not. And you really mess up when you get yourself in a relationship and you are carrying all of this stuff with you, and then you enter into a man's life, or a man enter into your life, and you are putting all of this pressure on him, thinking that he's supposed to heal you from your trust issues. No. I don't care how faithful that man is, how good he is to you. It doesn't matter. It's not going to heal you. It's trust me. Trust me. I know firsthand. I know, y'all. Nobody but God can heal you. And let me tell you how you can get to a place to where you start the healing process, because I've heard this before, but I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like how God gonna heal me from trust issues? Well, first of all, it starts with believing that He can heal you. You have to believe that God can heal you, no matter how deep it is, no matter how damaged you are. Nobody is too damaged for God. Nobody's heart is too damaged for Him. So what I did, me personally, this is what worked for me. I'm saying worked like in past tense, but no, like I'm still, like, this is an everyday thing for me. Like, I'm still walking through it. God is still healing me. I've made progress. I've come a long way, but He's still healing me. But what helped me was I fasted. Um, I think I want to say I fasted for like a week, and then I felt led to fast again for like another 3 days. So I did. Fasting really helps me. Fasting, I decided to fast because I needed to declutter. Like, I needed to just unplug from the world. for a little time, for a little bit, so that I can just actually spend that time with God, make sure that I could hear from Him. Like, I was seeking His face. Like, Lord, I need to hear from you. And I'm like, I'm devoting myself to you. I'm committing myself to you, to only you. I'll spend time in my word. I'm praying. Like, I'm literally like stretched out on my floor, in my room, on my face, praying to God. Like, Lord, I need you. Here I am. Here I am. Yes, I surrender. Like, here I am. Help me. Heal me. Um, that's what I did. I spent those days, like my days that I was fasting, like praying. I don't only pray when I fast, obviously. I mean, of course, but I just really like focused on that during that fast, because I really, really, like, I was really seeking God, and I really wanted Him, and I needed Him. I mean, I need Him every day, but I really, really needed Him to speak to me and to just show up and to start this healing process of these trust issues. Because if I don't allow God to come in and just detox me and cleanse me from that stuff, y'all, ain't no man gonna ever want me, ever. So yeah, started with fasting, praying, and I started looking up YouTube videos about trust. Not just any videos, but I looked up sermons from preachers that talked about trust. And you might be thinking, like, what does that have to do with trust issues? Well, it has a lot to do with trust issues, because another thing that the Lord got me to realize was that in order to trust people, you have to trust Him first. If you don't trust God, like, you can't trust nobody. I can't trust people unless I trust God. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it. My trust issues are mainly with men. Like, I don't have an issue trusting anybody else. I just have an issue trusting men. So if I'm in a relationship, if I truly believe that God placed this man to be in my life, then I have to trust that God sent this man to me, and that he's actually what I prayed and asked God for. And in order to do that, I have to trust God. I have to relinquish all control, and I have to not put my trust in that man, but put my trust in God. And if that man mess up, or he out here and you realize that he's not what you've been praying and asking God for, then he ain't it. Just trust God. Be like, okay, Lord, well, he ain't it. I thank you for showing me. I pray you send him to his wife, and I pray you send me to my husband. I pray you send my husband to me. That's it. And that is sometimes easier said than done, because we tend to get wrapped up emotionally in men, like when we're dating and we're in a relationship. But I mean, I never said trust was easy. It's not easy. Trusting God is, and for some of us, well, for me, I'm speak for me, it's easy for me to trust God with some areas of my life, and it's harder for me to trust God in other areas of my life. And I actually had this conversation with my friend Carcadra, like, a while back, because we were on the phone at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were both struggling with the same thing. We were like, man, like, how is it so easy for us to trust God with this, but it's so hard for us to trust God with this? I mean, it happens. We're human. So if you are struggling with that as well, you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. That's just, I mean, you just know that you need growth in the area. It just shows that you still need God. Like, I'm not out here trying to be perfect, because if I'm perfect, then what I need God for? You know what I mean? So I still have to depend on Him. I still have to lean on Him. And trust is one of those things. And I'm learning every single day to trust God. I have to trust Him. That is the only way I am going to trust a man, is if I trust God first. That is, for me, that is where trust starts. It starts with trusting God. And that is what the Lord showed me, like, during the time I was fasting. He was like, you need to just trust me. Trust me. If I'm showing you that somebody isn't for you, then I need you to trust me and let that go and move on. But if I'm telling you that this is the man that I sent for you, this is the man that you prayed for and asked me for, then I still need you to trust me. I need you to trust me. I don't need you to be dependent on this man. I don't need you to be putting your trust in this man. I need you to put your trust in me. That is what God told me, because only God can make you feel secure. Only God can make you whole and complete. Can't no man make you complete. Can't no man make you whole. Only God can do that. And I'm getting away from my topic, so let me get back, because I can go on and on and on, but I'm not gonna do that. So other point is that when you are trusting that God is giving you what you're praying for, don't settle. I did that because I thought that that was God's best for me. Um, I was like, okay, well, well, Lord, I know I asked you for this, but he's doing this, but I know I asked you for that, but he's doing, like, so I was kind of like compromising a little bit on some things that I know for a fact that I asked God for. And I was settling, y'all, and I did not realize that I was settling until like after the relationship was over. And it wasn't until it was over that I was actually able to hear God and listen to him, because all along when we were together, he was speaking to me. He was showing me things, but I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening. I was distracted and I was not listening. But when that relationship was over and I was laying in my bed, I was crying, I was praying to God, I was talking to God, and as soon as I stopped, as soon as I got quiet, God just started speaking to me. Like just started downloading, showing me all everything he was showing me the whole time. But I did not stop to listen to him. I didn't stop to listen to him. He had showed me. He was like, you're not trusting me because you were settling for somebody that you did not ask me for. You didn't ask me for that, but you chose to settle anyway because you don't trust me. Y'all, I heard God so clear, and I was just like, you know what, Lord, you are exactly right, and I am so sorry for not trusting you. I am so sorry for not trusting you. And now, like, I just try to be very mindful, and I try to keep that like at the forefront of my mind. Like, okay, Lord, if I know I'm not asking you for something, or if I know I am asking you for something and I'm getting the exact opposite, then I know he ain't it. And at the end of the day, it's about you. And I have to trust you, and I have to walk in that, like, not just in my love life, but career, life, financially, spiritually, like, whatever, anything, my whole life, I have to trust God and I have to walk in that. And then another thing that I struggled with, I probably should have started with this first, but oh well. I thought that I didn't have trust issues, and only because I was single for 5 years before I met my ex. I was single for 5 years, so I thought that my trust issues were gone. I thought I didn't have trust issues. Like, I'm good. I've been single for 5 years. Like, I can trust anybody. No, that's not the case. Um, it wasn't until I actually got in a relationship and I started to fall in love with this person, and that is when my trust issues showed up. Because out of fear, it's not that he did anything for me for the trust issues to come up. It was just out of straight fear. I didn't want to get hurt. I hadn't been in love with somebody for 5 years. 5 years. So here this guy is. I'm getting to know him, and I'm starting to fall in love, and I realize, and I know that I'm starting to fall in love with him, and I just started these non-trusting behaviors. And I can tell you right now, any man that knows that he's doing nothing wrong, any man that knows for a fact that he would not hurt you, cannot stand to be with a woman that doesn't trust him. They can't stand it, and I can tell you that firsthand because I know. Because, mind you, I said ex. I said ex, meaning we're not together anymore. We're not together anymore. I didn't even share this news on social media because I just feel like, you don't have to announce everything on social media. and that was my own personal choice. But yeah, we're not together anymore, and that's me acting like I didn't trust him. It's not the only reason we're not together, but it played a huge part to our breakup. So I'm telling you, ladies, if you are struggling with trust issues, I'm telling you, man, open your word, get on your knees, fast, pray, like just open yourself up to God, open your heart up to God, and I promise you, He can heal you. I am a living witness. I am a living witness. I would not tell you something that was not true, because nothing is too hard for God. No matter like how deep your pain is, no matter how deep your hurt is, no matter how bad somebody hurt you, God can heal you from there. But you just have to be open to receive it. And that is all I have for y'all today. And I really hope that it helps somebody. And I pray that y'all have a good rest of the evening.